everybody's least favorite part of the job now.
Today we are doing some thrift flips.
Specifically today, I am doing some thrift flips. We challenged each other to go to the thrift store and find some stuff to flip.
So we have full creative control. There'll be no judgment from one person to the other. There'll be...
And no one will whine because someone got them something that was too difficult to flip.
No one will say, oh, is that the color you're painting that?
Well, someone might still think that. So we don't really have any rules for this.
It's more like kind of what we find in the store and what we are inspired by.
Yeah. What makes us get creative?
Yeah. Okay.
Get out now, because...
Rude. Okay, I'm going.
One of the things I'm hoping to flip today is this cutting board. This is just a basic, boring, well-used cutting board. But I have had it in my mind for a long time to have some mini charcuterie boards. It's like tiny little appetizer type boards. And I thought if I flipped this, I possibly could make it into 5 or 6 of those little boards. And I'm actually very excited about it. I have our good friend, Mr. Frog Tape here. I was searching the shop for something that was about the right circular size to fit 6 on this cutting board. And I feel like this guy works. So I got some cardboard. I'm gonna maybe try and make a template out of the cardboard and then use that to trace the 6 little cutting boards. That's so cute, right? I need to give this a sand and I need to cut all these edges off. So I'm gonna do that first. There's some pretty hefty knife marks from over time in here. So I am going to start with a lower grit sandpaper. I think this is 60. And then I'll just slowly work up to like 200, 220 to get a nice smooth finish. Everybody's least favorite part of the job now. So she's all sanded up. Actually, my glasses are awful. This is the problem being a woodworker that wears glasses. Back at it. Okay, this is all sanded. I have my template and I am still gonna trace the tape here. I'm gonna get as close to the corner as I can because I think that's just gonna give me a more perfect circle, and then I'll use the template to trace the arm after. They're all traced. It barely fit onto the board, but now we are going to take these to the scroll saw and cut them all out. Once you're done cutting, your piece will have a lot of these like sharp and rough edges because it's just, you can't do a perfect job on the scroll saw. So now we have to sand that. You can use sandpaper for that, but because I have this oscillating sander, or rather Russell has this oscillating sander, I'm just gonna use that, and it's gonna be a lot faster than sanding it by hand with paper, but obviously you can do that if you don't have one of these. The next step I'm doing is totally unnecessary, but I think it'll look cool. I am going to use the torch to blacken the edges. I just think with whatever stain I put on it, it's gonna look cool to have the dark edges. So I'm gonna try it. You know, worst case scenario, I ruined the whole project, so. Okay, we are ready to stain these guys. I wanted to show you this. This was one of my practice pieces, and this is the part on the edge that I had burned. This is the part that is just stained and not burned. And you can see there's a really significant difference in how that looks, and it really defines the edge of the piece. So I'm really glad that I did burn the edge. I think that's gonna look so cute when these are all done and they have like a deeper, darker edge. But I am using dark walnut, which is my favorite stain. Usually we're gonna stain the top of this, and then we're going to wax it with some food safe wax after. They're so cute. Like, I actually just like love them. I am going to now apply wood wax, safe for cutting boards. I will link this one in the description because we really like it. We have used it before. And that's the final step, and then these guys will be done. Project. Some of you may remember this piece from a previous thrift flip video. I got this for Russell, and he was supposed to make something out of it, but he had zero ideas. His mind was blank, so he just refused to use it. So I'm gonna try. My idea with this was to make it into some kind of caddy. I'm definitely gonna have to cut these 4 pieces apart from one another, and then how I put the caddy together will totally depend on how it comes apart, because I've already done some measurements, and I know that like this section, for example, is shorter than this section, and this is shorter than this and this. So there's a lot of inconsistencies in whoever built this little project. So we're just gonna take it apart and then go from there. My little boxes are all cut. I quite like the shape of them. I think they're really cute. I have a couple options. One, I was thinking I could just do something along the lines of this, attach them together and have them like hang on the wall. Then it's like a little drop zone. The other option is to double them up like this maybe. So I'm gonna think on this overnight. I have to go drive my children to their after school activities now. And hopefully I have an idea by the time I get back tomorrow. I've been thinking about this. I will say, this is definitely my favorite design. But in our current house, we have nowhere that we could possibly hang this. Like literally no walls to put it on. So I think I am gonna just make a little center caddy. Yeah, I think that's gonna look good. The first step is to sand down all these rough edges. All of the surfaces are now even and sanded nicely. Looks really good. And I am going to go in now with some putty because there's gaps like in the center here and at the edges and like on the edges of these. So I'm going to use some putty to fill all of those just so that it looks as nice as possible after we paint it. I decided to putty this guy again because I just could see all of the imperfections in the lines and stuff. And I did look for some handle options that we had around and I just didn't find anything that would work or look nice. But I did find this. It is a little Lazy Susan type spinner. I'm gonna see if it works to put this underneath and allow the whole caddy to spin. You may remember this from the top of this caddy nail slot holder thing that it was originally. I've cut off the ends so that the square fits perfectly on this. I'm just gonna paint this just in case it works. And if it does, you'll be seeing it in this video. So, what do you think of our project?
I think they turned out really cool. You did an awesome job. I think if you saw like a set of these at like HomeSense or something, like these would at least be, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks. Like
for 6 though? I bet they
hardwood.
would. I genuinely did not know how either of these projects was going to turn out when I started them, and I'm very happy with them. I will for sure use all of these. If you liked either of these projects, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Next, Russell's gonna be thrifting some stuff. Do you know what you're doing yet?
Yes.
That face says no, even though his voice says yes. But stay tuned, Russell's gonna be thrift flipping, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss his video.
Thanks so much for watching.